Welcome to my channel Phi Concepts CHM. This is the second part of the series of op-amp applications. We have seen some number of applications in the previous video. Now we'll see other applications. This is about comparators. Often we want to compare one voltage with another to see which is larger. A comparator can be used for that. It is similar to the op-amp because it has two input voltages, non-inverting and inverting, and one output voltage. It differs from a linear op-amp circuit because it has a two-state output, either a low voltage or a high voltage. Because of this, they are often used to interface with analog and digital circuits. This figure shows the action of a comparator. The input voltages are Vin, that is a signal which we want to compare, and Vref, that is a reference voltage. You will compare Vin with Vref. If the differential input is positive, the circuit is driven to saturation and the output goes to maximum positive value, which will denote as plus Vsat. The reverse happens when the differential input goes negative, that is now the output is maximum negative, that is minus Vsat. This circuit is called as comparator because it compares Vin to Vref to produce a saturated positive or negative output voltage. Note that the output voltage rapidly changes from minus Vsat to plus Vsat and vice versa. A comparator circuit has the following two characteristics. It uses low feedback. So the voltage gain is equal to the open loop voltage gain of the op-amp. It is operated in the non-linear mode. So these properties of a comparator permit it to perform many useful functions. Now this is an inverting comparator. So in an inverting comparator, here you have the reference voltage which you apply to the non-inverting terminal, and the input voltage is applied to the inverting terminal. The comparator is called as an inverting comparator because the input voltage which has to be compared is applied to the inverting terminal of the op-amp. It produces one of the two values, plus Vsat and minus Vsat, at the output based on the values of the input voltage Vi and the reference voltage Vref. The output of the comparator will be minus Vsat, for which the Vi is greater than Vref. As it is an inverting op-amp, so you apply a positive voltage, here you are going to get a negative voltage. The output will be plus Vsat when Vi is less than Vref. We can take an example. Here the output waveform is drawn when a sinusoidal input signal is applied, and the reference voltage we are taking here as 0 volts. So we'll see that is operation. During the positive half cycle of the sinusoidal input signal, the voltage present at the inverting terminal of the op-amp is greater than the reference voltage, which is 0. So the output will be equal to minus Vsat. During negative half cycle, we'll find that the voltage present at the inverting terminal is less than 0 volts, the reference voltage, and hence the output will be equal to plus Vsat. So we can observe that the output transitions either from minus Vsat to plus Vsat or from plus Vsat to minus Vsat whenever the sinusoidal input signal is crossing 0 volts. In other words, the output changes its value when the input is crossing the 0 volts. At 0 volts, the transition is occurring. Hence, the above circuit is also called as an inverting zero crossing detector. Now this is a non-inverting comparator. Here we will apply the input voltage to the non-inverting terminal, and the this reference voltage we apply to the inverting terminal. So the operation is quite similar to what we had seen for inverting comparator. It produces one of the two values, plus Vsat and minus Vsat, depending upon the values of Vi and Vref. The output will be plus Vsat, for which when the Vi is greater than Vref, and it will be minus Vsat when Vi is less than Vref. So we will see an example where a sinusoidal input signal is applied to the non-inverting terminal, and the reference voltage is taken as 0 as the inverting pin is grounded. So the operation, we will see the operation during the positive half cycle. The voltage present at the non-inverting terminal is greater than the 0 volts. Hence the output will be equal to plus Vsat. During the negative half cycle, the voltage present at the non-inverting terminal will be less than 0 volts. Hence the output will be equal to minus Vsat. So we can observe that the output transitions either from plus Vsat to minus Vsat, or from minus Vsat to plus Vsat whenever this sine wave it crosses the 0 volt. At 0 volts the transition is occurring. So the output changes its value when the input is crossing the 0 volts. Hence this circuit is also called as a non-inverting zero crossing limit detector. Now comparators with hysteresis. We will first talk about noise signals. Noise is any kind of undesirable, unwanted signal that is not derived from or harmonically related to input signal. So it can be like the lightning, electric motor, air conditioners, they can produce electromagnetic noise. The ripple in the power supply also causes noise. So if sufficient care is not taken, this noise signal will mix with the original signal. In every thermistor, thermal noise is caused because of the thermally agitated electrons. More the temperature, more is the thermal noise. So such noise may cause false or on-off of zero crossing open loop comparators. So this region, the region of uncertainty in an open loop comparator, can be eliminated by using positive feedback. The positive feedback produces two separate trip points that prevent a noisy input from producing false transitions. So here we see a Schmitt trigger using op-amp comparator with a positive feedback is usually called as a Schmitt trigger. The feedback is positive type as the feedback voltage aids the input voltage. So this is the feedback loop. It converts an irregular shaped waveform to a square wave or a pulse. Hence it is also called as a squaring circuit. When the comparator is positively saturated, a positive voltage is fed back to the non-inverting input. And so this positive feedback voltage holds the output in the high state. Similarly, when the output voltage is negatively saturated, when it is negative, a negative voltage will be fed back to the non-inverting input, holding the output in the low state. In either case, the positive feedback reinforces the existing output state. The feedback fraction is given as B is equal to R1 upon R1 plus R2. When the output is positively saturated, the reference voltage, which is at the non-inverting input, is given as plus BVsat, and when the output is negatively saturated, the reference voltage will be minus BVsat. The output voltage will remain in a given state until the input voltage exceeds the reference voltage for that state. So in this diagram, if you see, this is V out versus V in. If the output is positively saturated, that is plus V sat, the reference voltage is plus BV sat. So the input voltage must be increased to slightly more than this input voltage should go beyond this plus BV sat, so that now the output will switch from this positive state to this negative state. Once the output is in negative state, it will remain there indefinitely till you will decrease this input voltage, and when it goes below this minus BV sat, the output switches from this negative state to the positive state. So hysteresis. So in the figure, in this figure, the trip points are defined as the two input voltages where the output is changing. The upper trip point that we will denote as UTP, it has a value as plus BV sat, and the lower trip point is given as minus BV sat. The difference between these trip points is defined as the hysteresis. So we can write down hysteresis H is equal to UTP minus LTP. We can substitute these values of UTP and LTP and we get H is equal to 2 BV sat. So the positive feedback, it causes the hysteresis. If there was no positive feedback, V would be equal to 0 and the hysteresis would disappear because both the trip points would be equal to 0. Hysteresis is desirable in a Schmitt trigger because it prevents noise from causing false triggering. If the peak-to-peak noise voltage is less than the hysteresis, the noise cannot produce the false triggering. For instance, if UTP is plus 1 and LTP is minus 1, then the hysteresis is 2 volts. In this case, the Schmitt trigger is immune to false triggering as long as the peak-to-peak noise voltage is less than 2 volts. Now, earlier we have seen the inverting Schmitt trigger. Now we will see the non-inverting Schmitt trigger. The hysteresis loop is also shown. We will see the working. If the output is positively saturated, a feedback voltage to the non-inverting input is positive, which reinforces the positive saturation. And now if the output is negatively saturated, the feedback voltage that is fed to the non-inverting input, it will be negative, which reinforces the negative saturation. So assume the output is negatively saturated. The feedback voltage will hold the output in the negative saturation state until the input voltage becomes slightly more positive than UTP. So here if you consider that the output is in this state, lower state, minus V sat, negative state, then it will remain in this state until we increase this input voltage and it goes beyond UTP. When this happens, the output switches from this negative state to this positive saturation, that is plus V sat. Once in positive saturation, the output stays here until we decrease this input voltage and brings it slightly less than LTP. Then the output will change from this plus V sat to minus V sat. So the equations for the trip points we will write down as UTP is equal to R1 upon R2 into V sat and LTP is minus R1 upon R2 into V sat. The ratio of R1 to R2 determines how much hysteresis the Schmitt trigger has. A designer can create enough hysteresis to prevent the unwanted noise triggers. Next is window comparator. An ordinary comparator indicates when the input voltage exceeds a certain limit or threshold. A window comparator, which is also called as a double-ended limit detector, detects when the input voltage is between two limits called the window. To create a window comparator, we will use two comparators with different threshold. So in this comparator, we get a low output between these limits LTP, and between the LTP and UTP we get a low output. So figure shows a inverting window comparator that can produce a low output voltage when the input voltage is between the lower and upper limit. So the circuit has an LTP and the UTP. The reference voltages can be we can derive using voltage dividers. Figure shows that the input or the output response when Vin is less than LTP. We can see here when Vin is less than LTP and Vin is greater than UTP, the output is high. When Vin is between LTP and UTP, the output is low. We'll see the theory. Assume the trip points to be positive. Suppose LTP is 3 volts here and the UTP is 4 volts, and when Vin is less than 3 volt, the comparator A1, that is this Vin which you are applying to the inverting terminal of A1, it is less than 3 volt, then A1 output, the output of A1 comparator will be positive, and here Vin is Vin you are applying to the non-inverting terminal. Okay, so here the output will be negative. So the diode D1, as the output here is positive, diode D1 will be on, and here it is negative, so D2 will be off. So we can see that both the diodes are connected here to the output voltage will be high. Any of the diodes is on, the output will be high. Similarly, when Vin is greater than 4 volt, so the comparator A1 is will give a negative output, because here Vin is greater than 4 volt. At the inverting pin, it is the voltage is greater than 4 volt. So here it will give a negative output, and here at the non-inverting pin, it is the voltage is greater than this inverting voltage 4 volt. So here it will give a positive output. So diode D1 is off, D2 is on, and the output voltage will be again high. Now we will assume that the Vin is lying between 3 volt and 4 volt. Then what will happen is that this comparator, it will give a negative output. So Vin is greater than 3 volt for the upper comparator, so a negative output. Here Vin is less than 4 volt, this also will give a negative output. So both the diodes are off and the output voltage will be low. So that is shown in this graph. Thank you for watching this video.